Before this video starts, I just want to apologize for the bad audio quality of my voice because somebody borrowed my microphone and hasn't given it back yet, so it'll be fixed by the next video. Just this video, I wanted to get it out because it's already been delayed enough. Yeah, so yeah, enjoy, I guess. Hello there. Welcome to the third episode, my semi-daily art series. Um, this picture is not very good. It's better than the motorcyclist, is what I can say. I think that's always going to be the low point in my artistic career, but this one definitely doesn't feel good, you know? A lot of things got in my way while doing this one. Labor Day weekend, I went and visited some relatives, and so what I wanted to do was, since the first two videos of this were digital, I wanted to do something traditional with like watercolors or something. But yeah, I wasn't able to do that because I was on the road for a long time. So, uh, well, not a long time, I was on the road for whatever amount of time I could have had to make it traditionally on my desk or whatever. So I just used my computer for the beginning of it, planning it out and stuff. And then I just decided, oh, what the heck, I'll just do the final product on my computer. I think the line art looks fine, but then after that, I wasn't able to figure out how to. I wasn't able to figure out how to color it in. I just don't know how to do that yet. Um, yeah, so then I, when I got back, I did. It took me 2 days. I took 2 days on the final picture that I have at the end. It I did a sketch, then I did line art, then used watercolor. I used a different type of watercolor this time than last time though. I used the watercolor that comes out of little tubes. Definitely prefer them less though because when I used it, it covered up the lines, which I think was probably my fault. I probably just put too much of the raw paint and not enough water on it. But it's a lot easier to get a lot of water into the color when using the wax watercolors, which I used for that I don't know, cliffside picture a while ago. Um, uh, yeah, so really dislike this picture. There's a lot of things that are wrong with it. I have it right here actually. So yeah, final picture. I think the sketch and line art on the computer looks fine, but I just couldn't figure out how to color it in. So I went to traditional. There's a lot of things that are wrong with it though. For the arms, they're too thin and too small. Uh, the torso's too big. The head's too big. The legs are too short, but they're the right thickness, but just too short. I like the design. Not sure where the video is at this point, but the design is basically my original idea was that a wizard would have a floating hat to show off his like long, luscious wizard hair. Um, but then I did little swirlies in it, and I decided, well, that kind of looks like parchment, rolled up scrolls and stuff. So originally I had him holding a crystal ball, then I changed it to some shampoo bottles, which I don't think that's included in the video, but that was part of the design at one point. And then in the final picture, I used some scrolls because it matched his hair. I like the design. He has the swirly hair that sort of goes down behind his back and turns into a sort of swirly cape. But I definitely think the execution was very poor. I was really rushed on it, and I wish I had a longer time to work on the sketching part of the picture. Um, because I was really rushed. I had wasted a bunch of days on that trip. I enjoyed the trip itself, but I had wasted the time that I could have used art or done art. So, yeah, I was just really rushed while making this. I also realized, halfway through doing this final picture, that I'm totally doing this challenge wrong. It was supposed to be sort of cartoonish in sort of the style of that, forgetting what it's called, whatever app. Sorry, I don't think I mentioned this, but this picture was for Draw with Jazz's wizard costume design challenge. And yeah, I mean, I his costume is not very detailed. Um, his outfit isn't. But also, you're supposed to do it in sort of that cartoony design, which I didn't do. So I'm not really going to enter, mostly because it's in the wrong style, and partially also because it's not very good. Um, yeah, but one thing, it's like when I put down the paint, it covered up the line art. So then I tried to go back through the line art with a toothpick and scratch up the paint on top of the lines, but that just sort of ripped up the paper a little bit and made it so the line went away entirely, and there's just little bits of white. And that's worse in my opinion. So I just stopped doing that and left it as it was. Um, yeah, definitely not happy with this one. But again, like when I did the motorcyclist, this sort of just makes me want to, improve more. It makes me, since also, besides that, even besides the trip over the weekend, when I got back, uh, when I went to school, my mom picks me up from school and brings me home. But she had to work really late till like 7 on both of those days, and I have no way of getting home other than her because it's like an hour, or no, it's like 45 minutes drive back, and I don't have bus money or anything. So I just had to wait for that entire time. And so basically, I got home at 8 and had barely any time to do this. So just a lot of things got in the way of me doing a good job on this. And I feel like I'm making excuses at this point, but I think they're pretty valid excuses. Definitely going to try a lot harder to not feel rushed and take my time on stuff. But, I had already spent, what, 5 days or 6 days on this when my goal was 4, so I was just feeling rushed. So, yeah, that didn't spend as much time as I would have liked to on this. Uh, yeah, this isn't even. There's actually another version of it um, that I did up there. I had barely any art supplies. I had my sketchbook and a pencil, basically, and then we went out and got this pen. Oh, right, I forgot to mention this. I did a little experiment where I drew down lines with all the different types of pens I have, and then used water on them to see which ones would bleed. And this Uniball one, the bottom right one in this little picture here, it worked really well. Yeah, it just doesn't bleed at all. That's what they advertised. They said it was water resistant and fade resistant, but I didn't really believe that very much. But it works really well and it feels really good to use, so I'll probably be using this in the future. Um, if you want to know what it is called, it's the Vision Needle Roller. It has Uni Super Ink by Uniball. That's like, yeah, it's their ink that doesn't bleed or fade. And I think it's also, what, fraud resistant, so people can't scratch out your name and write it down on checks or whatever. Not really useful to me, but that's just a interesting thing about it. Uh, yeah, so I've rambled a lot in this video. I guess I've had a lot more to say than I thought I did. I thought this was going to be a really short audio clip at the very beginning, but I think this audio might have gone past the end of the time lapses. So yeah, very disappointed with this one. For the next one, so I'm going to be doing a lot of different mediums of art. So I've done digital, I've done watercolor, though I kind of failed at watercolor and kind of failed at digital too. So that's to be expected though. So what I'm doing for the next one, these next 4 days, is going to be model making. So I'm going to use, I watched Adam Savage make a little model space machine thing with styrene stuff on his channel Tested. The video is called, what is it called? Kit Bashing and Scratch Building One Day Build. I really like his series, and model building is something that I've wanted to get into for a while, so I do want to do that in this series. So this won't exclusively be drawing and stuff. I'll be doing whatever I feel like doing that's artistic and I could use work on. So yeah, expect that within the next few days. Yeah, I'm just going to be making a model from a picture. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but I think I'm going to be happier with the result than I am with this one, because this was a really big letdown, because I can't even really enter into the competition because it's made in the wrong style anyways. So yeah, it's disappointing, but again, it just makes me want to improve more, and I kind of want to just have some fun for the next few days, which is what the model building is going to be, I think. Um, yeah, so thank you for watching. If you got to the end, congratulations. This was a really long, rambly video with not much content, I think. So, yeah, thanks for watching and bye.